So you may recognise this house as the House of Pole Dog, but it's also where I grew up. And I grew up on bikes, all sorts of bikes really, from motocross to bikes to now motorbikes. But you're probably wondering where we're going to go now, and we're actually off to my local cafe where I spent a lot of my time as a pro rider. Don't fall off on the gravel. Still haven't learned. So made it here to my local cafe, Velo, in a small town called Tetbury. I think it's about time we get a coffee. Welcome to my local cafe. I think I've spent, well, probably more hours in here than I did on the bike. But then again, it's a great cafe and they do amazing coffee here at Velo. So yeah, best place to tell you a bit more about myself. Right, prepare yourself, get a brew because, well, this could take a while. But I come from a fairly traditional family, as you can probably tell, and all my ancestors have been in the army and have had big connections in the army, so it was only right that I follow in the same footsteps. So, training for the army, I got into mountaineering and I absolutely loved it. I climbed Mont Blanc and the dream was to climb Everest and be the youngest to climb Everest. Unfortunately, I never got to Everest, but I watched the Beijing Olympics and that kind of set me off really. I'd trained a little bit on the bicycle and I'd trained for that, you know, for the mountaineering. But once watching the Beijing Olympics, I was like, I could do that. So we actually rung up British Cycling and said, you know, could you come down and give me an interview? To which they sent a chap down, spoke to me and said, you know, are you ready for it? And I said, yeah, I'm ready. Can you meet me at the velodrome? So I went up to the velodrome and the chap never turned up, which was quite embarrassing. So I kind of sat there in the middle of the track, hairy legs, trainers, not really knowing what to do. And then Courtney Rowe, actually, Luke Rowe's father, was there and he said, jump on the track. So jumped on the track, did a few flying laps, and he said I had some talent. And if I wanted to, you know, take it a bit further, he'd be interested in coaching me. And from then on, he said, gave me a program. I said goodbye to the mountaineering, and I went full gas cycling. And I was very lucky to be picked up by Magnus Backstedt a couple of years down the line after training a lot in the track. And I joined the Team UK Youth. So, I mean, I'll rewind a year back because, well, this adds on to the story later. And basically, well, I was very lucky and I got sponsored by Superdry. I did a little bit of modeling and I really hope that no pictures you see, because that could be quite embarrassing. But yeah, Superdry also allowed me to kind of go out onto the scene and ride full time. I went up to the track and I got introduced to Magnus Backstedt and UK Youth. To which they said, you know, have a go on the bike at a race, and so I got on the race, and I was so nervous, I actually did really badly in the race. To which I got off the bike and I said, look, I put my hands up to Magnus and Greg Mansell at the time, and he said, oh, you look good in the kit, but we'd still like, you know, and we'd like to give you another chance. So yeah, I went on and did some other big races for them and then signed the contract. And I then got mentored by Nigel Mansell, the F1, Formula 1 world champion and utter legend. And he basically helped me, you know, rise through the ranks of pro cycling. And also Magnus Backstedt helped me a lot. And I made some great friends and it was an incredible team. And it went from a club team to dominating the UK circuit, and yeah, I learned a lot from that team, and yeah, it was great. It was really, really good time. Yeah, that's a good question, and I've had a lot of people commenting, asking how did I get a nickname Hank, so I thought it's probably best to tell you today. And I got the nickname Hank through being at the velodrome when I was doing a lot of training. I was working with the Rows, who, well, Luke Rowe rides for Sky nowadays, and I train with them a lot. And my stepdad used to take me to the velodrome, and he was American, and my surname was Williams, And for somehow they put together American Williams and came up with Hank Williams, the American singer. I don't think I look like him, but yes, yeah. From then on, it just stuck. Ooh, hard one. I think, for me, nowadays, it's got to be Sagan. He's so flamboyant, he can do anything, and he has fun with it, and that's what I'm about. I think you can't take life too seriously, and you've got to have fun. Life's too short in the end of the day, so I think, yeah, Sagan holds all that in one person. I think that's pretty cool. So my best race has to be Ride London Surrey Classic. Good story behind that, because I was riding for NFTO Pro Cycling, which is another great team that looked after me super well. And we were riding for Adam Blythe, and as I was riding, it was pouring down with weather, and I was looking after Blythe because, well, he was our favourite, and he was kind of our team leader. And he asked me to go and get a Gabba, which is a rain jacket. So I got to him in pouring rain, torrential rain came down. He said, go and get a Gabba. So I went back to the car, spent ages trying to get the Gabba, stuffing it down my skin suit and this, that and the other. Took me about 15 minutes to go up the outside of the peloton, got back to him and he says, oh, I don't need it anymore, it stopped raining. And I looked at him and said, oh. So at the end I had to go all the way back to the car, put it back in the car, get back up. To which he said, good job, Hank. So yeah, and then he ended up winning the race. So that was a pretty cool memory. And I also rode in on the Mall behind Bradley Wiggins, which was super cool, especially as, you know, earlier on he won the Olympics and the Tour, and yeah, that kind of like stuck in my memory. So I was a domestique, the likes, a bit like Bernie Eisel, but probably not that big. I kind of spent a lot of time working for others, but that's something I actually enjoyed. I wasn't a race winner, and I don't think that really suited me either. I was very much looking after the others, and I got a lot of joy out of that. And if the others did, you know, well, and I kind of helped in that victory, then it'd be, you know, a bit of a victory for myself. So yeah, I think like I was a domestique and a punchy rider and a road captain, and yeah, I very much enjoyed that role. I was hoping you were going to miss out this question, but I don't have one bad day. I actually have a few. I crashed a fair bit. There was also another 2 bad days. I got disqualified from the Tour of Britain, not once, but twice, and that was yeah, that probably wasn't a good day for me. It's a really tough question because, well, I've ridden in some incredible places, but I would say my favourite place is probably Calpe. It's a place where I used to just go and get my head down into winter training, you know, and ride the incredible roads, and also be in nice weather. So yeah, that's probably my favourite place. Oof, a good question. I think everyone's going to think I'm bonkers, but for me, I had an incredible career. I was looked after by some incredible people, and I got a lot out of it. And I was kind of looking for more. I'd done the British scene for 7 years, and I was kind of doing the same races day in, day out, and I kind of felt like I needed a bit more out of it. And when I came to GCN, I've been able to do some epic races that I would never normally have done. For example, the Red Hook Crit. And I hope there's loads of other big challenges on the horizon that I wouldn't have normally have got the opportunity to do being a pro rider. So that's probably why. Ooh, tough question, but I think my favourite year was actually my last. And that's riding for this team, Team Canyon Iceberg. Yeah, we had some great times. We won some great races, Tour of China. We also won the Tour Series, to which I actually have got rips in because, yeah, I did crash there and brought the team down, which is quite embarrassing. But no, we had some great teams, great times, and yeah, it was with some really cool people, and I loved it. So yeah, probably my last year. Well, this one is I'm really proud of. This is my UK Youth jersey, which was representing an incredible charity in UK Youth, and also it had Nigel Mansell's number 5, red number 5, which I thought was quite a cool little touch. But yeah, so we won a lot of races in that jersey. The next jersey I'll show you is this one, which is the NFTO one, super minimalistic, which I think is really cool. And that's the one we won the Ride London Surrey Classic with Adam Blythe in. And yeah, really cool memories of that jersey. The next one is my Tour Series leaders jersey that we actually won the Tour Series in. Really like good memory, and still got my numbers in from the last race, and also it's still got the hole in to where I hit the deck and took 3 team members down. But luckily, chased back on and we won by a tyre width, even though we had it sewn up after 20 minutes. Good memory, and also bad, embarrassing memory. But no, really cool memories. So there you have it, a little bit of a background of how I got into cycling and yeah, what my career was like. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see any of the other Meet the Presenters video, then click here on my track.